Hey everyone, welcome to the first unboxing, news, review video here on Geek each week. Alright, as always, I'm your host, Frozen Stratos, and yes, this is something else. I don't know if you have seen these floating around just yet, because this dropped out of nowhere. I walked into a Target recently and found this Target exclusive Gotham City Guardians pack, and it looks... well, it's shiny. I want to dive into these each individually because there's not a lot of new here, but I did really want it, and I really want to talk to you about why. So without further ado, I did want to hop in here and give like my very first initial impressions on these.
Alright, so here they are right out of box, and I gotta say, things are looking pretty similar. Basically everything here, unfortunately, is a repaint, but it turns out this set is actually only $40. It is a Target exclusive, as I said earlier, for $40, or $39.99. Another thing that I wanted to pay a passing mention to was that on the box there was a QR code for you to download a Batman app, and I really wanted to show you guys what that was like because I was really hoping that there would be some sort of checklist or something in there, but it really looks like, you know, an augmented reality thing for kids to play with, and it's not even available on the App Store yet, so I don't know why that QR code is there if it doesn't work yet. Either way, maybe this has not hit street date, I don't know. But this is everything you're getting out of package, and for 40 bucks, it's not bad, especially for someone who hasn't bought these yet. Let's take a look at these things individually, starting from least exciting to most exciting. Alright, so first up is Robin, and I gotta say, I've got a lot of issues with this mold already. Like I said, you know, worst to best, and oh, oopsie. This one, it's just a remold of the first one. You didn't even use the new upgraded Bat-Tech one for the Bat-Tech line? That's wild to me. But either way, I do really appreciate the metallic sheen that this has. It looks really good, and I feel like the way that they, you know, did the plastic injection on this one, it does look a little see-through, but it's got that metallicness to it that I'm really appreciating on basically all these figures. The paint matches really well with it. So I can't knock it for that, especially here in the legs where there is metallic paint here going into the metallic molded color, so that's good. But like I said, I'm not a big fan of this mold. He is way too tall in comparison to the rest of the figures, and he just can't stand up straight. If you notice, he's bending forward a little bit because his butt is too padded back here. And you can't get his legs to move past that, unfortunately. Also, something this doesn't have on any of the other versions of this figure are weapons. Like, this set doesn't come with any, and I get it. We're getting basically 5 figures with 2 vehicles for the price of 5 figures. I completely understand, I guess, the cost. Basically, the what would have been the weapons went into all the vehicles, but I don't know, Damien without a sword? I would kind of like one. Especially, you know, if you're not gonna give us any sort of new molds on this thing. Anyway, that's it for this one. Not too much else to say. Let's move on. Alright, next for the chopping block is Batman, and, you know, I'm at least glad they decided to use one of the later molds for this figure. It isn't a brand new mold, mind you, but it is one of the newer ones, so I will give them that. It looks pretty good, honestly, and compared to one of the original releases of this mold, I do like the darker metallic look on this thing. I think it really, really helps the look of it, though you know, you do get the line-wide circuitry detail like we have been getting for basically all of this new Bat-Tech line. It's not as pronounced on this one, and I do like the use of the blues on it as well. So I don't know. Overall, this version of it, it's a good time. Do I need it? Not really. That's not what I got this set for. So let's move on to some more interesting things. Alright, so yes, Nightwing. I have plenty of these Nightwings. I have every single version of Nightwing. This is the initial one, who I've given this bike to. But yeah, I love the dark metallic blue on this guy. Even the wraps around his hands, those are done in like this very nice metallic gunmetal-y color. And it really works. Like it does just enough to separate the look of those. Even here on the legs, sometimes these don't turn out too crisp, but man, this is just phenomenal. This is stellar. I love the metallic look. I have a huge bias, love Nightwing, so I kind of just love this figure by default. I know I have this already, and I know I've already made the complaint that this is, oh, just the first mold, we didn't get a new one, but it's a pretty good first mold. You can't do much better than this one. Unfortunately, no Eskrima sticks, but then again, they would have just given us those fists with the Eskrima sticks in them already. Kind of don't want that, so I guess I'll just make my own. But this, oh my god, the muted blue that's all shiny. This is so good. This is so good. Quality figure here. 10 out of 10. Alright. Okay, so next up is Talon. And I gotta say, comparatively, not too much different. I mean, obviously, there's a sheen difference. But this is a pretty good direct one-to-one comparison to see what they decided to paint and what they decided not to paint, and it turns out every single paint app is basically on here. The only difference is that this guy comes with some weapons and this one doesn't, which, once again, I don't want to belabor this point, but it would have been nice to have something, at least for some of these guys, just because some of them do have very signature weapons, and I feel like some knives would have gone a long way for this one. And like, with all the metallic stuff they're putting in, yes, of course I would like metallic knives for this figure. What I will say, though, is that Talon, I recognize that this might be a specific version of this suit, but having another Talon, it would just be fine, at least in my own headcanon, that this is just one of the other ones, like one of the other Foot Soldier minion versions. So I am fine having these. I am an army builder at some point. Actually, I am an army builder of quite a few things, so it does make sense that I would be fine having extras of an army buildable thing. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so before we move into the final figure of this set that I really wanted to talk about, I wanted to pay a passing mention to these, because these look pretty good. All things considered, like, we have these. We've had these before. This is the other ATV. I am happy to have this in, like, a very nice, cleaned up version. It is cool getting, like, all the dirt and grime on this one. But this version, oh man, the blue, the metallic blues, circuitry pattern on it. This is so good. This is such a good little vehicle, nice little rollable friend. It works. It functions. It's such a good time. I love this one, and it's got angry eyes. Can't not love this one. Same goes for this guy, and I do really appreciate having sort of a uniform color scheme. Here it is with, oh man, not enough room here. Here it is with the other two versions of this bike, and I gotta say, man, the metallic blue, oh, it's just so good. I can't get over that. But, you know, with these other guys, there was no, I guess, uniform color pattern. except maybe these two since they're gray. But with this brand new set, by comparison, we get this very uniform look across both of them, and I definitely appreciate that. I'm just a sucker for this aesthetic. I don't know, something about this set has really changed my mind on that circuitry pattern for the Bat Tech line. It hasn't fully changed my mind, but I do love this variety. It looks great in this set. This set makes it work, and I think the metallic is going a long way as well. Anyway, let's move on to the final figure. That's right, my favorite figure of the set, asterisk, is Batgirl. This just looks so good. Here she is with her initial release. Now, obviously, we haven't had a standard release of this, and this circuitry pattern on both of them, it bothers me. I really wish we had a clean version just to start out with, but I guess whatever. What I do appreciate about this, though, is that we have her silver and gold version. This is like an actual good variant. All the other ones so far technically haven't had a purpose outside of just being the same thing but metallic. But this one is a substantively different looking suit. I know the molding wise it is you know, her classic, not classic, well, I guess it's classic now, the purple suit. It is basically that one, except in gunmetal, but I appreciate the homage or homage, however you want to say it, to that older suit. More of a BTAS, I believe, looking suit, but I like it. What I don't like, however, outside of the tech details, is this. I'm not quite sure what this is. It was just some stuff that was left on her leg. Like, obviously I can clean this, but what is it? It looks like whiteout just like got onto her leg. Some of the QC on this, like, how did this what is this? Is this like mold release? This came this way, out of box. I don't know what this is about. It's kind of gross. It's like, it's tacky, you know, and ugh, doesn't smell the best either. I don't know. It's a mixed bag. I really wanted to like this figure, but this is really annoying me. Either way, that aside though, this is clearly the best figure of the set, at least for me. So let's bring everyone back in here. So, over the course of this review, you may have noticed that I didn't touch any sort of articulation at all, and basically all the poses I've had these guys in are rather stock still. The thing is, these figures, the joints on them, at least in the legs and some of them, like the thinner ones in the arms, they're so stiff. I had to apply some significant force to finally get this elbow here on Robin to bend, and that, oh my god, that's a scary process, especially since this plastic, it kind of doesn't feel the same as this plastic. It doesn't have nearly as much give, at least, you know, on the first try. After a while it'll loosen up, but like that first one, that's so scary. And especially for, you know, the thinner figures, I don't want to force it too much. Obviously, at some point I will have to deal with that and get them all, you know, articulated and whatnot. But unfortunately, if you're buying this for a kid and they want to play with it immediately, I would really suggest you know, try to work the joints first, because it is a little unfortunate how difficult it is to get the joints to where they need to be in terms of playability. Also, speaking of playability, no weapons. I said this earlier, but it's still a knock against this set. I am still weighing my options, especially since I do already have a bunch of these figures and like tons and tons of different weapons options. But for someone just starting out with this set, that's gonna kind of suck. You do get vehicles, which is great. You get a bat cycle and a little ATV, and that's pretty good. But I feel like some weapons really could have gone a long way here. And speaking of, I don't know, playability still, it turns out there are 4 good guys here to the 1 bad guy. I recognize that these 4 would technically be the marketable ones, and that's what the kids would want to buy. But Talon? No one... I mean, it's one dude. How are they going to go up against these 4 people with an entire arsenal of vehicles at their side? But for $40, would this be worth it? That's going to go on a case-by-case basis. Clearly I purchased this, so I thought $40 was worth it. My thought process was, obviously, hey, new thing, gotta buy it, gotta have it. And that, if you have worn that out, if you have worn that pleasure center in your brain out, and you no longer have that FOMO going into the toy store, seeing something you didn't know, if you don't have that, that draw is immediately gone for you. On top of that, basically all of these are repaints. The only, I mean, she's not really an exception, but this figure, the purple one at least, is a little more difficult to come by, so this might be a reason for you to get this set. And also, you know, watch out for whatever the heck this is. This might be a good reason for you to pick up the set. It is $40, and like I said, you get, it is plenty of value. It is worth $40. But, genuinely, I would wait for... See, I can't say that. I didn't wait for a sale. But, I don't know. If I wasn't scared that this was going to disappear immediately, I definitely would have waited for a sale. Because a lot of these are things we already have. They are pretty metallic figures. I love the nice, pretty metallic. But I don't know that this is worth it immediately. Maybe wait for a sale, I'm not sure, because chances are, if you're a collector like me, you already have a good majority of these guys. But those are just my thoughts. Thank you so much for watching this video. This is the first time I've done any sort of review on these. This is mostly off the cuff, and really just an opportunity for me to say, hey, these exist. This is partly a news video just because, hey, it's been a while since we've had DC news. And on that subject, if you did come here from my DC Spin Master channel, that channel is unfortunately no longer going to be posting videos, but all the news videos that would have been posted there are going to be posted here on Geek each week. So if you are checking this video out from there, thank you so much. If you like this video, definitely hit the like button and maybe subscribe if you want to hear more, because like I said, we're going to be pumping out the news here on this channel, as well as covering a wider range of topics. You saw them earlier, but I love me some good clone troopers, and I love me some mission fleet, so we might be touching on that later. But with that said, the only other thing we do here is a live show every Friday. If you want to check that out, I highly encourage it. It's a whole lot of fun. I'm probably going to talk a lot about these more over there, along with some other friends who do like this line as well. So if that interests you at all, definitely check that out. But thank you so much for your support there, and thank you for your support here. Hey, guys, thank you so much for watching. Keep it